What is going on, everybody? It is Dalton with the Plumbing Standards Podcast. Today is episode 10 and the three R's. This is our live Facebook podcast. We're also going to have this recorded and put onto our YouTube channel. And then obviously where we have all of our other podcasts, Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all of those other streaming services. Big shout out to our Facebook page right now is growing through the roof. I think maybe 2 weeks ago we were at like 700 page likes and we're almost going to crack 1,000 now. So that is huge, and I want to say thank you to everybody. Let's dive right into it. The three R's. For us technicians out in the field, or in business owners, or even for people that are just struggling day to day, we find ourselves in these confrontation moments, and we don't have a real good response to them. And that's where the three R's come in. And those three R's are remove, review, and react. And this is something that took me a very long time to learn, and something that has really improved my quality of service out in the field. I'll just dive right into my prime example. Is I had this lady that very, very anxious. Her house was old. Just anything that you could think was wrong in this house, right? All the shut-off valves were seized up. Water heater was older than me. 2 toilets leaking at a base. Like, it was bad. With the condition of the house, she had no, I was her first quote. She had no idea what all this was going to be, price-wise and all this stuff. So me and her, we go throughout the house. We're checking everything out. I'm literally taking her with me, and I'm like, hey, look, this is bad. This is bad. This isn't as bad, but, it's one of those things where, like, if I'm here, let's just do this. And it got down to, building up her options. And I went full-fledged presentation mode. And I'm probably at this house now for about an hour, hour and a half. Just walking her through, communicating, building that relationship up. And in my mind, it's going very well. It is, it was going very smooth. I started giving her the options, and she was not on board. Even option one, which was just putting Band-Aids on a lot of things, she was not on board. So she immediately wanted to have me out of the house, pay the service call, and go about her day. So I'm going to tell you how I used the three R's I got the third option on that call. And it was because when she declined all the work, I sat there and I just took a step back. Right? I was like, okay. I was kind of floored that all this time that I've put into it, right, because us technicians, we take great pride in what we do, and I'm not going to lie, there's times I get frustrated when I take a customer through the home, I'm showing them what's wrong, and they almost don't want to, what's the right way to word this? They don't want to fix it, right? Even if I do it for dirt cheap, they just don't want it fixed. And it's like, guys, like, this is the issue. Let me let me take care of it. So after this very thorough evaluation, she turned down all the options. I removed myself. Right, I had to leave the feelings at the door, and by doing that, I'm able to review everything I did and did not do. Okay, so now by leaving the feelings at the door because I was frustrated, right? Like I just wasted an hour and a half, and I'm walking away with next to little to nothing. Like it's frustrating. So we're leaving the feelings at the door. I removed myself. While I'm reviewing, like, and I'm doing all this like while we're sitting at her table, like it's all going through my head. I'm reviewing. I'm like, okay, what did I do, and what didn't I do? And I literally remembered I forgot to ask her. A big thing that if anyone knows me, a big thing I like to ask people is, do you have any questions or concerns? I didn't ask that throughout any of my evaluation, diagnosing, showing her whole plumbing system and how it worked. I just kind of took her by the hand and like, hey, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Hey, because of this is not working. Yada yada yada. I didn't give her the chance to come up for air and breathe before I just kept piling more crap on her. And so by doing that, I overwhelmed her, is what I did. So I'm like, crap. And here I am, like I just dumped, thousands of $1,000 options right in front of her without really seeing where she's at. So reacting, right? So we've removed, we've reviewed, and now we're going to react. I sat there and this is kind of me backpedaling at this point because I'm in the situation, I'm trying to save this call. When I'm presenting these options, now, I'm not being forceful, I'm not being pushful. I simply just asked her, what is concerning you about having me do this work? Why are you not wanting me to do this work? And she looked puzzled at first, like, why are you asking me this? And there's times I would just tell people, like, hey, like, in order for me to get better out in the field, sometimes I gotta ask the hard questions. Like, why are you turning me away? Well, and literally the reason why she didn't want to do the work, she's like, this is just a lot of money. And I can't do everything at once. Now, given if I would have done the proper, diagnosing of when I was in the house, I'm starting that relationship with the customer. I could have. There's something I could have done to figure out where they were leaning, regarding price wise. But because her only objection was money, I was able to, our company offers financing, value stacking. I was able to, I'm like, you know what, you're right. If we replace this water heater, we replace the water heater, replace a few toilets, I'll throw all the shut-off valves in for free, right? Like it was now that I knew what the objection was, I was able to properly react to it. And it is – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – more times than not, when we find ourselves in those type of situations to where we're dealt with a rejection, a confrontation, the first two steps are always the hardest. Removing yourself and reviewing yourself is always the hardest. Because the reacting, it's the easy part. That's what we've all, typically that's the first thing we do, is we react. I had a customer, this is probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I went to, I will never forget this. He wanted a quote for a tub drain. And to get his tub augered out, or it was either his tub augered out, or he needed a new tub drain itself, waste overflow and all that. And I get there and didn't mention anything about service call, just kind of went guns blazing, went in, so I had an awesome, computer gaming system. I'm like, hey, that's pretty awesome. We just kind of started chit-chatting about that. And boom, laid the price on. He freaked out. Absolutely freaked out. Told me to get the out of his house. He was like, nope, go, bye, don't want to see you. This is when I was parking people. I parked in his driveway specifically because there was no parking on this street. And when I backed out, my tire left a rut in his yard. And this dude came out just beating on my truck. Just absolutely pissed with the price, with me, with I delivered horrible service. I delivered a horrible. What's the right word I want to use? I delivered a horrible experience because I didn't use my 3 R's. Right? As soon as. First off, that call, there's a lot of things I didn't do. I just kind of came in guns blazing and wasn't really thinking. But had I really practiced and have used the 3 R's, I could have had a semi-happy customer at the end of the day. And there are many cases out there to where our bosses, okay, we have had, I can almost count for everyone that follows this page at one point has had a boss that, or we'll just, a boss / employee that just has given us a headache, okay? The 3 R's apply for that as well. Okay. You guys don't like working late, you gotta use the 3 R's. The boss asks you to do something that you don't like to do, boom, the 3 R's. It's not a rollover tactic. It is a tool to reach the common ground. Okay. It is a tool that I have found that works almost every time. Remove, review, react. So let's just do some, hypothetical situations. Okay. Let's say you're a boss and you have an employee that is always coming in late, doing crappy work, and in a hurry to get out the door by 4:30 to go home to his family. Callbacks after callbacks. It's just like you're on the verge of firing this dude, and you're that person that just doesn't like to fire people. Remove yourself. Okay, stop looking for just a second. stop looking at the business side of it. Stop looking at the numbers. Stop looking at the callbacks. Stop looking at the upset customers. Stop looking at, just remove yourself. Remove the angry part of you, because, like I said, leave the feelings at the door. Review, why is he or she coming to work late, right? What is it that, is it something you're doing? Is something going on in their life? Is something going, like, what is your relationship with that employee? Okay, like, the review part of the 3 R's is probably the most challenging, because now it's requiring you to do a lot of digging in the brain, right? You're sitting there, you're going, okay, what if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? What if I could do this? What if I could do that? And so we got this employee that's coming in late, doing crappy work, all this, okay? And it is, you finally start to click, 2 and 2 together, that he's lost, I'll use he or she, they have lost that incentive, they've lost that fire, they've lost, his wife is sick, or her husband's sick, kids are sick, there's other things on the fire. Rather than flood them with, 4 or 5 service calls in a day, this is how you react. Really express that, hey, you got to be on time, right? You may have done that 1,000 times before, but simply just sit there and tell them that, hey, I need you to come in on time. If we can at least uphold that, rather than burn you out with 5 service calls a day, and those 5 service calls, you're bringing back less money than it is costing you to go out, why don't I just give you 2 calls a day? 2 calls a day, one takes up your morning, one takes up your afternoon, and hopefully that will get you to come out, to head home at 4:30. Dude, I would be all over that like a fat kid on cake. Like, dude, you want me to be here for, 2 calls? Like, yeah, that's what's up. Right? But to that person, that reaction that you just gave shows that you care. And believe it or not, most employees want bosses that care. Right? And it's literally vice versa. It's the same effect. It's if you want your, where was I going with this? I just lost my train of thought, sorry. Employees is the same way. Is if your boss is on your back nonstop, drilling you, doing this, doing that, 3 R's, dude. Leave the feelings up the door. What am I doing wrong that is driving my boss nuts? Because no one's perfect, right? I can sit here and I can do 1,000 episodes on how to be a better technician out in the field. I'm not perfect. Okay, I am the furthest thing from perfect. I am continuously trying to feed the brain so I can be a little bit more perfect every day. But none of us are perfect. And it is, back to the employees, it's, if you shift the mindset of, God, my boss is a dick, my supervisor is a dick, I'm dealing with a micromanager, I'm dealing with, that's the funny thing. I've dealt with micromanagers, and I've dealt with people that don't want to be present at all. And sometimes I've dealt with all that in one person. And it is, they can only take so much of the blame. Okay, it is, a lot of it is, that review. There's a lot of times where you can sit there and get as pissed off as you want. You can sit there and get as angry as you want. You can. You have that right. But what's the solve? Because it doesn't solve anything. Leave the feelings at the door. Review everything. Because once you're able to remove yourself, you're able to remove those feelings, you are able to see the bigger picture. You are able to properly respond. You can't mix up the order. Okay, and what I mean by that is you can't review, react, remove. Okay, you can't, no, that doesn't work. Right, you've got to remove, review, react. Remove, review, react. Remove, review, react. Like, play that over so many times in your head. Dude, write it on a sticky note, boom, tape it to the dash of your truck. That's my challenge for you. If, out of all the listeners this week, snapshot a photo of the 3 R's somewhere to where you can successfully see them and tag the Plumbing Standards Podcast. Okay? That is my challenge. I want to see at least someone do that. Because it's important. And dude, it doesn't just transpire, it doesn't just affect your work. Dude, I've got 4 kids. 5, if you count the one that's on the way. There are times to where, even as a parent, that I just want to fly off the handle and, why can't you guys clean your room? No. Remove yourself, leave the feelings at the door, review the situation, then react. Things will start falling into place. And I will say this, it's not like 100%, stress-free method that will, erase stress out of your life. I'm not going to say it's one of those situations that bring you great wealth. I'm not saying it is one of the tools that you can use in times of confrontation. Okay, it's a tool. It's not a secret hack. It's not it's nothing. It requires work. It's hard at times. Dude, I kid you not, it is sometimes harder to do the 3 R's than it is just throw your hands up and be like, okay, you don't want to do the job, don't do the job. Okay? But by showing the customer that, right, because we're in this to serve. We're in this to help people out. We are in this to take care of people's issues, right? The plumbing. To do that, you have to have relationships. You can't just walk up to someone's door and be like, hey, I'm here to fix your plumbing. Show me where it's at and let me do it. If it was that simple, I'd be going to everyone's house here right now, cold calling, going like, hey, I know you have plumbing issues, let me fix it. Like, there's a relationship process that starts, right? I mean, that's why we have things called marketing, and we try to build relationships before we have a technician come out to the house. Once you're in the house and things go south, and they go sour, and they go bad, and it makes you want to drink, it makes you want to, it makes you want to bash your head in. You never want to argue with the customer, right? You never want to do that. But I'll tell you right now, a customer doesn't want to see you give up on them either, or their issue. because then they're just going to be more frustrating. They're going to be, they're just going to feel lost. As hard as at times it may seem to just leave the feelings out the door, to review the entire situation, and then to properly react, you're showing the customer that you care. At the end of the day, that's all we're trying to do. Okay? If it means compromising with someone to knock a few bucks off, if it's this old lady, her husband just died and she doesn't know what to do, that's not time to take advantage of her. It's the time to, like, okay, man, like, I'm sorry to hear that. You know what? Well, I mentioned to you in the presentation that, this is what we came here to take care of today. Why don't we just do this? And then why don't I follow up with you at another time for the remaining of the work? She is going to respect that way more than you trying to push option 3. Guaranteed. And 9 times out of 10, you'll actually end up doing more on that follow-up than anything. Because you remove yourself. You remove the feelings. You remove the, like, I gotta get option 3, I gotta get option 3, I gotta get option 3. No. Or option 6, or option, however many options you're presenting to people. No. It's, if you're honest with people, and sometimes I can be too honest, but as long as you're honest with people, people will know that you have their best intentions at best. And that's all they want, right? Because customers don't want to call and deal with some stranger in the house sitting here trying to, no one wants to, alright, let's put it this way. I don't want to bring someone into my house that is looking at my wallet rather than looking at my issue. That happens too often in so many different fields. Okay? Look at the issue, not the wallet. Look at the issue, not the wallet. Remove, review, react. It is, I want to say it's not hard, but it is at times very, very hard. And it leans right into the verse of the episode, right? Galatians 6:2, carry each other's burdens, and so you will fulfill the law of Christ. Carry each other's burdens. Remove, review, react. Carry each other's burdens. Dude, compromising is such a great tool. And there's times where you'll run into those customers that try bartering with you or just simply make, well, Mr. Smith, to replace your water heater, put a softener in and a main valve, you're looking at $6,000. We're just throwing crazy number up. $6,000. Oh, well, I got $3,000 cash. Do you want to do it for $3,000 cash? You have customers like that, and those are the people. Those are the people that drive me up a wall. Boom. But see, that's the thing. As soon as he does that, as soon as he goes like, oh, I got $3,000 cash, can you do it for that? Boom. Light clicked on. Like I said, he's just made me angry because, dude, I just spent here all this time building value, all this. I'm angry. Boom. Feelings at the door. Review. Okay. Clearly, he's a budget shopper. React. Boom. Guess what? We offer financing. And guess what? I just got the water heater, softener, valve, all that stuff replaced, and he's only paying, $60 a month. He's happy. He left me a review. I'm happy. Like, let's go. Right? Dude, carry other people's burdens. At times, I know we have our own burdens, but I promise by, helping people with theirs, someone's going to take care of ours. Okay? It makes me happy at the end of the day, knowing that I helped people. Okay? We just did a bring your kid to work day. And my 5-year-old daughter, who, if you guys listen to the podcast, she's the one that does my intro. If you saw the video that the kids recorded, she's in there. It was awesome to see her want to serve others. It was awesome hearing her talk to people about, hey, it's important to flush your water heater. Girl, you're only 5. What? And at the end of the day, she's like, Dad, that was fun. And it wasn't no kid calls either. It was, we put a sump pump in. Oh, sorry. We put a sump pump in first thing in the morning, and then we put a softener in that afternoon. I mean, she worked a full 8-hour day, and at the end of the day, she was ready for more. She had the I want to help people high. Guys, don't lose your high. Because at the end of the day, that's what delivers awesome service. Okay. So I'm gonna wrap up with this. Big things are happening for the podcast. We are getting a studio designed and built. We are going to start getting guests up on the show. We are doing more with YouTube. Actually, cool little thing. If you go to the Plumbing Standards on YouTube, you check out the little shorts. We got a clip of Harper there doing her stuff. I want your guys' feedback. I know we have talked, and I'm in the process of getting it built up, of the tech and apprentice training. That's something I want to do because I want to create a template for technicians and apprentices out in the field to where if they're not getting trained the best way, you guys don't know how to train, you don't want to train them, you just want like a streamlined process. I want this to be it. Because I think everyone deserves a fair shot to learn. No one should be thrown into the wolves and learn to defend themselves. I think all of us have been guilty with that, and we don't want that on anyone. So that's in the works. I am going to Indianapolis next weekend, and if you guys have not heard The Plumbing Sales Coach by Chris Rush, I recommend you guys checking that out as well. I'm going to one of his training events next weekend, and hopefully, me and Chris, we can brainstorm and pick each other's brains. Let me see, I'm just going down my little list here of things to come. I am planning on doing one episode. I think as of right now, one episode a month is where we are going to stay until I get to an area where we can start doing maybe 2 a month. I am very keen on, I like to deliver amazing content, and that's what I have to stick to do that. I need you guys to give feedback. I need you guys to know. I need to know what you guys want to hear of. What are some things you don't want to hear? because I'm sure there's times where I sound like I'm beating a dead horse. Options. Well, options are important. Relationships, those are important. I mean, I just need your guys' feedback. That concludes. And thank you to everyone on Facebook Live. This is going to YouTube. And I honestly kind of like this format. So as of right now, we're going to keep our episodes this way for a while until something changes. I would love to interact more with you guys. It makes my life fun, and it makes doing this podcast actually even easier if I could feed off of you guys. Interact with you guys, answer questions, strike up conversation. So, with that, I will see you guys next time. Take care, guys. I want to create a template. What is going on, everybody? It is Dalton with the Plumbing Stand. Ugh. Did I slide that the whole time? What is going on, everybody? It is Dalton with the Plumbing Standard. I started giving her the options, and she was not on board. Even option one, which was just putting Band-Aids on a lot of things.